Our organization's events. We strive to make a positive impact on the lives of those around us.
Hey, can you say one more again? Go record this part. Today. Say welcome.
We do this every time. Every time.
Beautiful.
Every time.
Say 1,
2,
3. Welcome to the Good Cronies.
right?
If you didn't hear what just happened, we had to go over and redo the Welcome to the Good Cronies.
and I gave him a dumb look.
We love our podcast manager back there.
Yes, we do. He's keeping us on our toes.
Okay.
And we're like,
Who are you?
I'm Angel.
I'm Katrina. Thanks, Katrina, for showing up today. We appreciate it. I'm Kathy.
I'm Lori.
And we have a special guest, Katrina, today. We're going to get into our little mini descriptions of what we need to do for sponsorships and what we're all about with lifting up, and then we'll get started.
Again.
Again. Hopefully for the last time.
Right? Welcome to Lifting Up Our Community, where we believe in the power of helping hands. Our mission is simply to support and uplift those in need with our community, whether it's through volunteering, donations, or organization events. We strive to make a positive impact on the lives of those around us, from providing meals for the homeless to offering mentorship programs for the at-risk young. We are dedicated to creating a better and stronger community for all. Join us in the efforts and part of something truthfully meaningful. Visit us on Facebook to learn more about how you can get involved and make a difference today. Together we can lift each other up and create a lasting challenge. With that said, 20 minutes before I left my house tonight, I got a donation that I'm picking up tomorrow of 16 bags of clothes from a non-member.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a
Sorry. Wow. I'm in the microphone. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta get closer.
No, she doesn't.
That's how I pushed it away. But anyway, yeah, I got gifted. I'm picking them up tomorrow morning. 16 bags of clothes, ranging from sizes. I haven't put eyes on them. Sizes from 4T, boys, girls, to 10, 12 girls, some adults, some bedding. Last time I did this, I ended up with 3 bags of shoes. Yeah.
Wow.
The back of my van's gonna be full.
I just emptied out my van from a donation.
Yeah.
2 big totes, and I'm talking huge, and 1 big box taller than me.
Well, we thank everybody for donating. That's
Yes,
wonderful. It
definitely.
keeps it out of the landfill, which is what our mission is. We are sponsored by HGM Photography, which is me. I specialize in any type of photography you want to do, because I'm not going to go through it all today. We got bigger fish to fry with Katrina today. First, let's start with Danny's birthday cake.
Oh my God. So I tried something different. I did strawberry cake.
It was amazing.
Yeah, it was. Strawberry cake. And then I put
So the strawberry shortcake, a strawberry
strawberry
cake mix.
Yes.
Okay.
And then orange soda. Yes, I know it's poison. Danny says soda's poison, but he didn't see me put it in it.
It's a really good poison, though.
Yes. And then the whipped cream. 1 tub of whipped cream. Mix that up. Nothing else.
Nothing.
Baked it. It was really nice and moist and everything. And then I made strawberry jello. I poked the holes in the cake when it came out. I poured the jello over it.
So the jello wasn't formed. You
No,
poured it in
I
hot.
poured it in hot. I only put 1 hot cup of water so it wouldn't soak. And then after that, I made raspberry frosting.
That sounds
That
good.
sounds really good.
I know I was going to bring it, and I forgot. Instead, I brought you guys the other stuff I made. And rain.
Address?
What'd you say?
You can just
I
drop
feel like I smell today. I smell this musty smell. Is it the studio today or is it me?
That's you.
Okay.
PC is it?
You know that you record.
Right.
Yeah, I know. It's okay.
I smell like
usually in a
candy and Leroy.
I don't smell that. I just smell.
That's because I sprayed myself down with fireplace stuff before I walked out of the house. Because I don't want to overwhelm you.
What?
You're smelling the horses.
Oh, maybe the horses.
Or actually, you're probably smelling the stuff I sprayed. It's like a
I have to whip them.
fireplace. I grabbed whatever was right there and sprayed it.
Purposely mustied yourself.
I mustied myself. Yeah.
Okay. That's what I smell. It's musty.
There. You smell it?
Yeah, you're gonna get a lot of laughs today, Katrina.
Did you put the link in Lifting Up?
Yep. Yeah, I did. I sent it to Rain.
But did you send it to Lifting Up?
I thought I did, but I'll do it again.
Here, use my phone and send it.
Like at the.
Anthony, did you? No, this was from 4 days ago.
Yeah, let me send that one to you guys. Yeah.
Here we go. No, it's up. Should be up at the top. No.
I send it again.
Technical
Way to be
difficult.
prepared.
Angels, is the lantern pending?
No, because I put it under the. I put it under the.
I guess send that on quick. Yeah.
Okay.
Tip one.
Now just accept it. Accept it? Oh my God. I got new words.
Accept it?
Accept it.
You sound like my 3-year-old.
That sounds like a septic.
So can I throw a tantrum? Will I get
I'd
away
walk-
with it?
I'd walk away from you then.
You walk away from me anyways.
I just whoop you. That's what I did with the kids.
Yeah.
You sent it?
I pick them up and I put them over there and I walk away. And then I get louder.
We have one more door prize yet. So maybe we should tell me a number in my ear. Don't say it out loud. Tell me it in my ear. That'll be the caller. Okay.
Yep, thank you. Did we send it to the group or?
Okay. So it's more than one person that knows.
group.
Okay.
Well, it's more than one person that knows the number. That caller number that calls in will get that door prize. It's a musk scented candle with some hand wash and some lotion.
And it's not me. You do not get me.
Yes, that.
I can only go around so much. It just came from Nichols.
It's a bit.
That's like. What the hell am I paying Angel for all the pumpkin bars
Oh, yeah.
and the cake tops?
Yep.
Hey, I just sent it to the group.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
And what are the little? Excuse me. What are those darker ones?
Banana.
Banana,
Banana.
butterscotch,
Yep.
peanut butter,
Yep.
and then from Rain, she sent us some green grapes, purple grapes, cut up watermelon, and some strawberries. So thanks, Rain. Thanks, Rain, for thinking of us. Okay, so I'll start with how I met Katrina. I think it's been 35 years. How old are you?
Something. I'm 41.
Yeah, so she
Yeah,
was
we
in
met when I
4th
was
grade.
Yeah, we met when I was like,
4th grade.
Oh, wow.
no, I was like 12.
Okay.
11 or 12, because it was after my parents got born.
Okay, so that would be 40 years ago.
Yeah. No,
Dang,
30.
30 years.
Yeah, 30 years.
Okay,
You're making her think.
yeah, we're making and I'm not thinking. I was friends with her mom, and Katrina was the oldest daughter of my friend Janice,
Yeah.
and her parents were divorced or going through a divorce, and I think they were already divorced, or just
No,
divorced.
their divorce took like forever because they did not have a. Their divorce was not like my divorce.
Okay,
They were not friends.
no,
So they were they were
They
like,
fought.
yeah, they couldn't even be in the same city, so we literally had to go back and forth between cities because they didn't want to share a city.
Oh,
Wow. Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember it being bad. Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, it was pretty.
That's
It was
not-
pretty rough.
And she was going to Riverview,
Yeah,
and Riverview was down on Katrina because Katrina at that time was going through a difficult time through the divorce and not liking rules.
I didn't like rules ever.
Okay, well, you definitely didn't like rules at that age and with what your parents were going through.
Yeah, I got booted. Well, I got suspended when I was in like 7th grade or 8th grade because I brought a thermos full of the worst concoction ever. My mom's peppermint schnapps. They totally sold. And then I mixed it with blue raspberry Kool-Aid.
Oh,
That would make me throw up.
And then
Yeah.
I proceeded to attempt to get the whole class drunk. So there's that.
yeah.
That was the start. I was so horrible.
I bet you they liked you though, the kids.
No, because they all got busted and suspended too. So, yeah.
No, the
and none
class
of
was
them-
suspended.
Yeah,
Are you serious?
yeah,
Yeah.
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
And then none of them were allowed to come to my birthday party. I can't imagine why.
And so Katrina was running away a lot, telling one parent that she was at the other parent.
Yeah.
And because they didn't get along with each other,
Yeah.
she got away with that.
I got away with a lot.
But she always could talk to me. She could always talk to me. Even though I was friends with her mom, I always promised her I would not tell whatever she told me.
Yep.
I would never tell her mom.
You were like the one person I could just kind of disappear for a little bit.
Yeah, because we lived in the same apartment complex.
Yeah.
So we lived like kitty corner on the same level. So if she wanted to like hide out from her mom, she came to my apartment.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Yeah,
If I wanted to hide
Especially
from
if they're
both of them-
listening.
If I wanted to hide from both of them, I could go over to her house. Oh no, my mom knows she knows.
Oh, that's
now.
in the past now?
She knows now.
and she was okay with that because she knew where Katrina was.
Yeah.
She
She's
like she
safe.
was not.
Yeah.
and she was safe, and she wasn't running away.
Yeah.
And she knew that if she was confiding in me, that was better than running away and getting into bigger trouble that she ended up getting into anyways.
Yeah. But at least it didn't start out really bad. Well,
Right.
yeah, it kind of did. 'Cause- yeah, it kind of did. Because at 15, they were placing missing person posters looking for me because I think I was gone for like,
Months.
yeah, I was gone
Oh,
for
you were
like,
on the milk jug.
I was gone.
No, I'm just
Something
kidding.
like that. I was gone for like 3 months with my
Wow.
my boyfriend. I was 15. He was like 19. Yeah.
Nothing that they would get away with nowadays. Nothing.
No.
Nothing at all.
No.
No.
Yeah,
And
he was
then
about to turn 20.
you got pregnant
Yeah.
with twins.
At 16.
With
That
twins.
was a great plan. Great plan. I was like, and I really did kind of plan it. I was like, yeah, I'm going to get pregnant by this dude, and we're going to get married and live in freaking La La Land. Like, woohoo. Except that did not work at all. That was the worst decision I ever could. Not that I regret my kids. I love them.
Mhm.
But if I would have known then what I know now,
Yeah.
or what I found out even a couple years later, I definitely would have not planned to get pregnant so early.
Yeah. That was hard then once she gave birth, because once she gave birth, she had problems from the doctor, which
Yeah. He ended up not taking appropriate measurements, and I ended up being too small to give birth to this big-headed baby. And he got stuck. He was the first one, and he got stuck in my pelvis, or in my uterus. and everything just kind of, my cervix just kind of crushed in on him while he was trying to come out, and he went without oxygen to his brain for over 22 minutes.
Ooh.
And I was screaming at them because I had already been prepared. I had known that there was potentially a problem with one of the babies. They thought that maybe one of them,
Was going without
the smaller one,
was going
it was
without
reverse, or not reverse. It was twin-to-twin transfusion syndrome. But they thought that the smallest one was the one that was going to have problems. They said that I needed to abort him. I said, no, whatever, yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I said, no, whatever, whatever God wants to happen is going to happen. If these babies are meant to be in this world, they're going to be in this world. So I decided to just let nature decide, let God decide. And while I was giving birth, they're like, oh, we don't know what to do. There's, we're going to have to vacuum him out. Okay, fine. So they vacuumed him out. But when they did that, everything, his whole face and head were already swollen to the point where he could not pass through safely. So he was born purple, gone, no heartbeat, no, nothing.
Wow.
And they asked me, I don't know what to do. What do you want us to do? And I'm like, just let him go. Let him go. He's gone. And my parents said, no. Save him. So, doctors saved him. And he ended up with epilepsy, hydrocephalus, and cerebral palsy.
What's the H one?
Hydrocephalus.
Yeah, what
it's
is it?
Fluid on the brain to the point where he had to have a shunt, a tube.
I remember that.
Yeah, from his brain down into his abdomen just to drain all the fluid because his head was like, it looked like an alien head.
Oh.
Yeah. So they went from being identical twins to there was no way you would think that they were identical. So yeah, that was the beginning of basically my real trouble, because I went from having my twins, getting kicked out of my mom's house, getting kicked out of my dad's house, bouncing from one place to the next.
With your twins.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. To I finally, because my dad was the one who was getting the Social Security disability for my son. And I finally made sure that I was the one getting it in my name. And once I did that, I was able to move into a place by myself. But I was really young, really dumb, and taking care of a child who not only had a shunt, but also had a G-tube, a feeding tube.
Feeding tube.
Yeah, in his stomach. And I had to hold his formula for anywhere between an hour and 2 hours. And if I held it up too high or it went in his stomach too fast, obviously he would throw it up. So this was literally every feeding. And I ended up leaving my house when my son had just previously been in the hospital again. So obviously they give your child the medication. Mm-hmm. I couldn't bring in his normal medication because they're like, well, we can't.
Yep.
Yeah. So after that, my mother-in-law at the time, she had started calling social services saying, oh, she's not giving him his medication. She has too much medication left. Well, this kid spends most of his life in the hospital. I'm going to have medication.
Yeah.
And why am I going to refill his medication on time if I already have some to use?
Right.
Especially because at the time, the medical assistance that I had didn't even cover all of it.
Yep.
So that was a whole big mess. Well, social services came in the one time I left my house with friends and I had a friend of mine come over and babysit, and I get a phone call.
I remember that.
Yep.
That was
It
like
was like a couple days
freaking
before.
out. You were freaking out.
Yep.
Your mom wasn't listening to you.
Yep.
Your dad wasn't listening to you.
It was like,
And I was just like, oh,
Yeah.
my heart's pouring out to you. What can I do? Because I'm the one that always wants to fix things.
yep.
I want to make sure that she's all right, even though I'm friends with her mom. I want to
Yeah.
make sure that she's all right and the kids are all right. And my heart's just breaking for her.
Yeah, that was hell. That night was hell because my other twin, he was so attached to me that when I got home, because my friend that was babysitting called me and she's like, they're taking your kids. I'm like, what are you talking about? Who's taking my kids? She's like, social services here, like CPS is here. They're taking your kids. I raced home in the middle of this storm. Got home and they're like, yeah, we're taking your kids. You know, you weren't here. Where were you? I'm like, I was at my boyfriend's house. Like they had a babysitter while we've received too many calls.
And they were all from her ex-mother.
Yep.
All of
Every single
Every
one.
one of them.
Wow.
And they never, my mom tried telling them, hey, no, she is giving them their or giving him his medication.
I remember even telling them that you were giving them.
Yep.
I mean, they called me.
Yep. They called everybody, and everybody stuck up for me, and it did not matter. My twins were still gone. And then they stopped me from seeing them for 6 months. I was not able to contact my children. I was not able to know where they were. Part of it was because I did threaten to take off with my kids. But
I
first
think
of
any
all-
mom would have at that point. I mean, Angel, would you have left?
Hell yeah.
But
I'm not gonna
where
lie.
am I going to go? I mean, they're grown adults. I was barely.
Yeah.
I was
yeah.
just turning 18.
18.
You're grown adults. You know that I have nowhere to go. You know that I have no access to run with a severely handicapped child and another small child. You know this. But they decided, nope, you're not going to know where they live. You're not going to have any contact with them whatsoever. It took almost a year before I was finally able to see them again. And by the time I was able to see them, they were so scared because they had no idea who I was. That it took forever just to be able to, hey, yeah, I'm still your mom. And then everything went downhill from there. Like once I didn't have my kids, I didn't care.
Yep. You went.
But
You went south.
yeah, it was, I got into ecstasy, I got into coke, I got into
Meth.
whatever. No, meth wasn't. The only thing I did at that point was ecstasy and
Shrooms?
and coke. Definitely.
What?
Shrooms. Shrooms,
Mushrooms.
acid. Yeah, I tried acid. I hated it. Whippets was the thing back then.
What do you call?
Whippets.
Whippets.
Yeah.
Okay.
CO2 cartridges. You crack them, fill the balloon, inhale the.
That one's very dangerous.
See, it's very dangerous, and I did not know that. I
Yeah.
was dumb.
You got very lucky that your lungs
Yeah.
didn't explode.
Yeah. Or that my brain just didn't completely
They
shut
shut down.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one was one of the
Yeah.
big ones
It
back
sucks
then.
the oxygen out of your brain.
Oh.
And while it's doing it, you're actually getting one
Yeah.
hell of a high, but
Really, yeah.
you don't realize it's actually killing you.
Yeah.
It's like the paint film, and
Yeah.
the paint,
Yep.
all that.
Yeah, I did it a couple of times. Thank God I didn't do it more than that. But ecstasy, I was into that for probably a year and a half, 2 years, until the people I was with got busted. And then they ended up getting sent to federal.
And you managed to walk away. I don't. That.
Yeah, and everybody kept saying, "Oh yeah, it's because she's a snitch. She snitched." And it's like, no, my house got raided. I didn't snitch. They just didn't want me. I wasn't Big Fish. I wasn't selling any at that time. I wasn't selling anything. I was just there. I was just providing the house for them to party at. So I got super lucky that I didn't get in trouble then. And then everything just stopped. I quit using everything I got with my 20-year-old's father. He's from Zambia.
Mhm.
And then,
Who's a man whore?
yeah, kept screwing around on me.
Man whore.
Yeah.
So he must be good looking.
And then yeah.
I knew that when she said man whore. It's like, okay, yeah, he has to be good looking.
Yes.
Yep. And then I was with him for almost 2 years when I found out I was pregnant with my son. And I found out I was pregnant with him because his father at the time beat the ever-loving shit out of me to the point where he fractured my skull in 3 places, broke every rib. No,
This is your Sangasha's father.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's name the kids so that everybody can follow
Sonny.
along
Sonny.
with so Sangasha's nickname is Sonny.
Yeah.
Alex and
Austin.
Austin are the
They're
twins.
twins.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. But his dad basically left me for dead in Kakana.
And you still can't find him, right?
Oh yeah, I found him.
He did.
He's in Africa.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he can stay there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you were
He's got-
pregnant when he beat you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I
wow.
didn't know that I was pregnant until I went to the hospital. My brother ended up finding because he left me for dead in a cornfield. My brother found me, took me to
You've been through a lot.
the police department. Well, he was gonna go find Jalala, my son's father. He was gonna go find him and kill him. And I'm like, no, please don't.
He needs a father. He needs a father.
Yep.
Or she needs a father.
Yep. Well, no, because I didn't know I was pregnant right then.
Okay.
I just didn't want anything to happen to him because I had finally found stability.
Gotcha.
That was the longest I had ever lived
Yep.
in one place since my parents divorced, since I, moved out on my own. And I thought he loved me. But he did not. Not even close. Because after he got in trouble, he convinced me to lie and say that he didn't do anything. So he got away with it. And then he proceeded to beat the shit out of me multiple times. And then all of a sudden he stopped hitting me. And I'm like, oh, it's because he knows I'm pregnant. Like, he found it. That's how I found it. I was in the hospital and they're like, well, we can't do this. We can't run these tests because we just found out you're pregnant. And literally, like, my heart sank because as desperately as I wanted to have this man's child, that all changed that night. I was like, oh God, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? Now I can't leave him because he's the father of my child. So now I have to protect him. The last time I allowed that man to put his hands on me was after I had had my son.
Now we're Sonny.
Yeah. After I had had Sargasha, mind you, he put his hands on me in the hospital right after giving birth. That should have been. But I'm like, okay, everything's going to go back to normal when we get home. Everything's going to be okay. We got home and he put his hands on me while I was holding my already colicky, tiny little 5-pound baby in my arms. And I literally tucked him in because I saw the hit coming. And I tucked him in like this. And he hit me so hard that I flew across the bed and slammed into the wall. Baby was fine, but I was knocked unconscious and I woke up to no baby. And I was locked in my room, in my apartment. So I'm banging on the wall and banging on the door, trying to get his attention. He was gone. I didn't know it at the time.
Where was
I-
the baby? Where was the baby?
Just wait.
Just wait. So my neighbor, who was my landlord, came over. Apparently, Jalloa had stuck a chair underneath the door handle, so I couldn't get out of the ring. He let me out. I have no vehicle. He took my vehicle. So I'm like, screw it. Who can help me? Well, I didn't know anybody. I didn't know anybody close. I had pretty much terminated all of my friendships because, well, this guy loved me. So I walked to my dad's house, which was the closest place for me to walk to. And sure as shit, this piece of is
You can
at
say it.
my dad's, this piece of fucking shit is at my dad's house with my baby. My dad knows he beat the shit out of me multiple times. And here's this baby with this guy who beat the shit out of me at my dad's house. How does that happen? How does a dad let that happen? How do you not want to protect your child?
Yeah.
How is this okay with you? So after that, I ended up, I told him, I'm like, get the fuck out of my dad's house. I don't give a shit if y'all are cool. I don't care. Get the fuck out. And my dad's like, well, you can't stay here. Okay. And my mom's like, well, I can't have you living here with the baby. Okay. What do I do now? Called Harbor House, went to Harbor House, stayed there. They ended up getting me a place, but Jalloa showed up at the place that they found me. So I'm trying to keep the peace. Okay, fine. Can you bring diapers next time you come? Like, I got nothing. Yeah, sure. So he comes, brings diapers, beat the piss out of me again. Okay, that's not gonna work. Obviously, this guy is gonna find me no matter what. Ran back into the guy I had dated, my
Eric.
nope,
Nope.
Roy.
Roy. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
My now ex-husband, but he's still stuck with me. Poor guy.
But they have a really good friendship.
Yeah, we do. We
They
have
have a great friendship.
We
now.
have an awesome relationship. I put him through hell,
Yeah.
but we have an amazing relationship. But he ended up, we were talking, and he's like, well, why don't you just move in with me? That way you're safe. He won't know where you are. There's nobody that, that will tell him where you are. Sounds good. So I moved in with him. We ended up moving in with his parents. A little while later, Jalloa ended up finding me at Roy's parents' house. And he showed up, walked in the house, pitch black, so you could not see him.
Yeah.
Because this man is very dark.
Yep. Very dark.
And all of a sudden, you see white teeth and eyes behind me. And he's like, hey, mommy, I need to talk to you. And I almost threw up. Like, the feeling.
stress.
Yeah. Just from
Knowing
him.
that you just saved this 5-pound
Yeah.
baby
Yeah.
who you just walked away from your dad's house, who was buddy with Jalloa.
Yep.
You're 20 years old. You still don't have your head screwed on tight
Yep.
because of all the stuff that you've been through with Alex and
And Austin.
Austin.
Yeah.
Thank you. Austin. And them going to a foster home and then being later adopted.
Yep.
So your head's not totally screwed on tight. You're doing...
Yeah.
Are you doing any drugs at this time?
Nope.
Okay, so you're still sober,
Yep.
but drinking. Not
Yeah, I wouldn't... Like, I would
excessive.
drink when, like, for New Year's or whatever. Like,
Yeah, not
I would
excessive.
get hammered. No, I would get hammered. I would definitely get hammered. But yeah,
I mean, not excessive every day.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
Social
not
drinker.
frequently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when she did drink, watch out. She
Yeah, I blackout drink. I can't, well, I can now, but I couldn't control it. And I didn't understand that it's because I'm an addict. But it was complete, I had no idea what I was doing. I know people are like, oh, well, getting drunk is no excuse. No, legit, I had no idea if I went home with somebody or not. I couldn't tell you. Somebody could have had sex with me and then dropped me off somewhere, and I would have had no idea.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what happened when he was behind you?
He ended up asking to talk to me in the bedroom, which, of course, I'm scared shitless. Not only am I there with my baby, but my Roy, he's my ex-husband that I have a good relationship with. But not only is he there, and his parents, and his 1-year-old.
Boy.
So, okay, fine, I'll go in the room with you. Talk to him, and he's like, I'm leaving. Tell the boy I love him. Take care of the boy. Or no, not tell the violin, just take care of the boy. And I'm like, leaving? Okay. Like, for good, or I'm going back home? I don't believe it, but okay. I'll buy it for now, whatever. He left. Never heard from him again. Not one time. But, I ended up getting pregnant with Caleb, my 19-year-old, Roy's. And he's my sweet little asshole. He will always be an asshole. He is very proud of the fact that he's an asshole.
Are you talking about Roy or Caleb?
Both.
Okay.
Sorry, Roy.
Like father, like son.
Okay.
Oh no, no apologies. Nah, not for that. He wears that with pride. But yeah,
Rocky.
They both do. Yeah, they both do. But I got pregnant with him, and then Roy, all of a sudden, one day, is like, "Oh, just so you know, I joined the military." Say what now? You did what? Like, we had just moved into an apartment together. Finally out of his parents. You did what? Join the... Okay, when were you gonna tell me that you were thinking about this? I just told you.
And how old were you?
22?
Okay.
23? Yeah.
But she's had 4 kids now.
Yep, I know. I'm following the story, but I'm
Yeah.
trying to let these guys know
Yep.
how old she is at this time.
Yeah. Yeah, I was...
But she doesn't have custody of Austin and Caleb.
Right.
They're already adopted, and
Right.
she has.
Austin and Al. Well, now Alex. It was Austin and Levi, but yeah, Austin and Alex.
They weren't letting you see either one of those, right, at that time?
No.
So you couldn't see, she wasn't seeing
No,
the twins.
I was allowed to go for like their birthday parties, or I was allowed to see them for like an hour on Christmas. They had finally allowed me to do that.
That's awesome. That's
I will give their adopted parents so much credit, because they did decide, yeah, as long as everything stays good, you know, we can have this open adoption. We'll let them know that you're their mom, which was great until I screwed it all up. When Roy went to the military, I kind of started using coke here and there again, and smoking a crap ton of weed, and I did some ecstasy here and there again, and I did ecstasy with Sagasha and Caleb in the house. Caleb was sleeping, but Sagasha, who's my little baby, he had to hold my hair to the point where my neck, I was constantly like this. And I didn't realize at the time that ecstasy is excreted through your sweat, and your hair. So this little baby, this little, what, 3 years? It was like 3 or 4. Yeah, 3 or 4. And he tried to get it on my hip, and I picked him up and I went like this, and he went like this. And I'm like, okay, I need to put you down. Put him down and saw his eyes, and his pupils were like this big. And I got sick to my stomach, and I'm like,
Oh no.
oh my God, what did I do? I need to take this baby. We need to go to the ER right now. Like, we need to go right now. And they're like, no, he'll be okay. He'll be okay. We're not going. If we go, we're all going to get in trouble. He's going to get taken from you. And I'm like, he's going to die if we don't. And they calm me down, and they're like, no, we'll put him in a cool bath. We'll handle this.
Who's they?
The people that I was using with.
Okay.
Because at that point, when we left for the army, I kind of was like, well, screw you. You don't want to tell me you're going, so I'm going to go scare this dude.
Yep.
So I got with this dude who was big into drugs. But yeah, they finally convinced me that he was going to be okay. I took a shower, sobered up real quick, and was like, okay, like, he's going to be all right.
How did you know? Like, how did you know at that time that it was,
The ecstasy.
yeah, the ecstasy was coming through your hair?
I was watching his movements, and I had remembered hearing somewhere that you can sweat drugs out of your pores. And I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, would be my
Whatever.
That would be my reaction to it.
Like, that's like the people who do meth that are like, oh, I can see crystals in my arm. Look, it's coming out of my... No, bro, you're just hallucinating. But I just figured it was bullshit until I saw him. And he was like rubbing on my leg, and I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, he's rolling, dude. I know he's rolling. I just knew he was rolling.
Girl, you've been through a lot at the age of 22 already.
Yeah, that was really rough. But he would have...
And now, mind you guys, this is back in the, 2000s.
He was born in 03.
Yeah.
I have so many kids. I gotta keep their birthdays straight. I'm like... But, okay, yeah.
So Caleb was born, and Sangasha was going through this.
Yeah. Yeah. And I ended up... Some things had happened with the guy I was with at the time. Some things had happened between me and him and his brother and his dad, like, because we all know I don't hold my punches. I'm gonna throw it out. Like, I do not care if you're a 6'4", well-built dude, which he was. But he hit a female in my house. He hit my boyfriend, if you want to call him that. His dad hit his girlfriend in my house. I'm swinging on you. You just put your hands. You just did the one thing that has me so terrified of men that I don't even trust them. You just did that to another female in my house. So I swung on this 6'4", 6'5", whatever. He was a really big dude. I swung on him.
And he got him.
I got him good.
Which he deserved. Correct me, but he didn't deserve.
You know, hit a woman.
Don't throw it.
Yep. So I attacked him. I walloped him a good one. And all of a sudden, I saw his fist coming back. And I feel two people from behind me pulled me back. And I'm like,
Was it God?
nope. Not this time. No, it was my boyfriend and his brother. And they're like, Dad, you got to get the fuck out of here. You got to go. You got to go. And I'm like, no, if he wants to stay, he can stay. We can throw him out. And they're like, no, you don't understand. If he hits you, you're going to be done. And I'm like, I don't give a f. He put his hands on a female in my house. Get him the f out of my house or tell him it's supposed to go down. Well, they got him out. They're like, you need to go. So they more or less, them and two of their friends more or less dragged this guy out of my house. The next day, I called Lily, Caleb's dad. And I'm like, I need to get the fuck out of here. I'm sorry I screwed up. I can't be here anymore. And he said, okay, I'll send you a ticket. I'll send you and Sagasha a ticket. He's like, my parents can bring Caleb later. I'll send you a ticket and you and Sagasha can come to Texas. So I moved to Texas with my little one, waiting for his brother to come as well, with a suitcase and a duffel bag for both of our stuff. I left everything in that apartment. Did not give a shit. Was like, I'm done. I'm done with this. I need a fresh start. I'm gonna end up screwing my life up. I'm gonna screw my kids' lives up. Like, it can't get any worse, right? Oh, was I wrong? So I moved to Texas. Things were good for a while. We were there for like 3 years. Yeah, because he was in for 4. And then he got medically discharged. We moved back, and we moved in with his parents into a 2-bedroom house with now 4 children. His parents, me, him, obviously.
So you had Sangasha, Caleb, and 2 more.
It was Sagasha, Caleb, and Cameron, plus Dustin is his.
Okay.
Yeah, my stepson. Which, he still hates me, but we'll figure that out eventually, maybe. But we moved in with them. Super stressful. I was still breastfeeding my little Cameron. He was so cute when he was little. Now he's kind of a dick too. It's a boy thing. But I was still breastfeeding him, and my sister-in-law had called, and she's like, hey, I think I'm pregnant, but I don't want to take a test by myself, so if you take one with me, maybe that'll... She was like superstitious in the worst possible way. She was like, if you take this test with me, I'll be pregnant, because we know you can't be, right? Right. Because I haven't even had my period yet. Like, I'm still breastfeeding. All of a sudden, probably 20 minutes later, I see a blur of Roy fly through the house, out the front door, and hopped over the little rail that was on the front porch. And I went, no. I knew. I'm fucking pregnant.
To us.
Ran out the front door, chased after him. Get back here, I'm gonna fucking kill you. So then we have, fast forward to, what? I was 25 weeks or 24 and a half weeks pregnant. And all of a sudden went in for a routine ultrasound, and she's like, we have to take baby today. You have reverse blood flow in your umbilical cord. Your body...
What is that?
My body was literally taking all of the essential nutrients from this baby and putting it back in
because
me.
you weren't eating,
No, I was eating just fine. But when you have reverse blood flow, instead of the nutrients going from, inside into the umbilical cord to baby, everything is going from baby into me.
Oh.
So I was literally
Never heard of it.
sucking the life out of my own child. Neither had I. And I have yet to hear about it from anyone else.
And how many weeks were you?
I was 24 and a half, 25 and a half. Yeah. I was very, very not pregnant. He was born, stayed in the NICU. He was born at just over 1 pound.
Wow.
He was this big.
I remember seeing the pictures
Yep.
of her wedding ring at his shoulder, and it
Yeah.
fit all the way across
Yeah,
up
he
into
was
the shoulder.
literally like, they did about that. Yeah.
Okay, first and put it up for the.
Oh, sorry. He was like that. Yeah. Yeah, he was not big. And then
What did you name him?
Mikhail.
Okay.
My little kale bug. He'll kill me for saying that on here. But he came home. He surprised everyone, and came home way earlier than they thought he would. He was only in there for like 4 or 6 weeks. I forget now, but they were expecting him to be in for a very long time. He came home at just over 4 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah. He was already holding his head up. He was already breastfeeding. He was ready to go.
Wow.
Yep.
He just wanted out early.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, we found out probably like 5 years ago, maybe a little more than that, that his eye was not fully formed, was not fully attached because of all the problems, and his lungs were not fully developed. Because he was so early. Yeah. So he like practically can't see out of one eye. His one lens is like this thick and his other lens is like this. And he didn't know he couldn't see.
Right.
He thought it was normal.
Right.
But yeah, so he can't ever have LASIX because that won't fit. Or it won't fix it. It will not help at all because, well, how do you attach an eye that was never fully developed? You can't.
Right.
So he's got some issues, but he is up to par on weight, height.
Lungs are okay now.
His lungs, he still has problems where if he gets sick, he gets really sick. So like right now, he's got a cold, and a common cold for him is like close to pneumonia status for anybody else. So he's got to make sure he's got his inhaler at all times. He's got to make sure.
EpiPen.
No EpiPen.
Oh, that's
just
good.
inhaler. Yeah, just inhaler.
And how old is he right now?
He just turned 15.
Okay.
So, and we got super lucky. He was on a nebulizer machine until he was, I want to say 5 or 6. He had an at-home nebulizer machine. So every time he would get sick, he couldn't breathe, and he would, and we would have to run the machine again. So luckily, he outgrew the nebulizer. You no longer have to worry about that. It's just the inhaler. But I think I had lived in panic mode for so long, in fight mode, that once things got better,
You didn't know they were better.
no. I had, and it was like, okay, well, now we have a steady place to live. And my Roy had gotten a really good job, finally. Things were starting to look up. And I tanked my life. So, like, 10 years ago, she's 50, yeah, well, 10 years ago, I walked out the door to go hang out with my twins, my twins' father, Eric. Yeah, because I wanted to be friends. Because, there was this unrequited love. Biggest mistake of my life. he ended up kissing me. I backed up. I was like, nope, not doing it. And went home. Didn't say a word to my then husband, Roy. Didn't say a word to him. Didn't want to say anything to him. I just kind of had to figure out how I was going to handle it. And the next day, I was talking to, I thought she was a friend. And I told her about it. And I'm like, I think I'm going to tell him, Roy, because this is something I can't hide from him. Like, I don't feel right about it. Obviously, I pulled away, but it was still
happened.
Yeah, and it lasted like a split second too long. So instead of a kiss you give your mother, it was like not that. Yeah, it was a little bit more. But I ended up, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna tell him. And she's like, okay, I don't think that's a good idea. You don't want to end up divorced. She was in the middle of a divorce with, a friend at the time. She was in the middle of a divorce for him. And she's like, oh, yeah, you don't want to go through that, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, I still think I need to tell him. Like, regardless of what happens, I think I need to tell him. And she's like, oh, I wouldn't. But that's just me. I'm just letting you know I wouldn't. And I went home, waited for Roy. He was going to pick up the kids from school, right a block away. And when he got home, he looks at me and he goes, is it fucking true? I'm like, is what true? He's like, did you fucking kiss Eric? And I'm like,
Where did that come from?
wait. I'm like, wait, because that's not how it happened. So you did kiss him. And he flipped out. Come to find out, Angie, who never picks her kids up from school,
Picked him out.
went to school just to tell him behind my back that I did this horrible thing and kissed my ex-husband.
And that's the one that told you not to tell him?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. What friend?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She's a real piece of work. She's still running her mouth telling people about my whole life. Tried to
You
say
just did, so you beat her to it.
Right. I've been telling everybody since day one, like, I have never hidden who I am. I don't hide what I've done. I own it. I don't give a shit.
And you hope somebody will learn from it.
Right. Like, that's the whole point. Otherwise, what good can come out of it? Nothing. Literally nothing. So we ended up, we got into a huge fight. He screamed, basically, go f***ing then. And me, being the intelligent person that I am, was like, okay. So I did.
Met Derek
Yep.
after having
Yeah.
3 of Roy's and being married to Roy.
Yeah. Yeah.
3 boys with Roy, and then almost adopting Dustin, who was Roy's first child.
Yeah.
So that's 5 kids. You
Yeah.
had.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the twins on top of it. Yeah.
Yep, that's 5.
No.
No.
That's
with
6.
the twins, the total comes to 7.
Okay.
Oh, Dustin. I forgot.
Yeah, because of Dustin. Dustin's my son.
Okay, so she had
Technically my
6 of her own, and then Dustin,
Yeah.
stepchild.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I
she
lost
had,
it somewhere. Okay.
she had Sangasha, Caleb,
Cameron and Mikhail.
Cameron, and Mikhail was the itty bitty baby.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then she still had the twins that were adopted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's been through it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, there were like 3 more, and the 2 of them I miscarried, and the one I'll get to that tonight. To the last one. But yeah, so we ended up. He basically booted me out. Was like, get the f out, and I was like, okay, I don't need you anyway. Walked away from my kids. Walked away from him. Started using. Well, I started snorting Adderall. Like a super intelligent person. By the way, that burns. And it tastes like crap.
In charge.
You don't want to do anything.
And it destroys your nose. So, like...
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it actually eats holes in your septum.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so fun. So does cocaine, so does meth. Meth is even worse. That's because you're basically snorting battery acid.
Oh.
Yeah. So fun. Not.
No.
So,
And no, Sangasha hasn't seen his real father,
yeah, no.
and he's moved to Africa,
Yeah.
and he's completely run out on Katrina, not paying child support,
Yeah.
not paying,
He never did. But I'd rather it be that way because Roy has been the absolute best dad for all of my kids. Like, he would not have allowed me to take Sangasha if I would have even wanted to, because he knew I was in no position to take care of the kid. So I started snorting Adderall. And then my Eric, first ex-husband, he ended up beating the ever-loving crap out of me one night. And that's where this pretty scars came from. Bashed my head into the steel rivets on those big industrial dumpsters. Yeah. Yeah. So, gushing blood.
well, head wound always bleeds.
Yeah. Yeah. But he actually busted it through cracked skull. So,
Did he ever face charges?
yeah. No, I even told his PO. And his PO was like, yeah.
Yeah.
So after that, I ended up going back home, gushing blood out of my face. Still, mind you, I had to take Eric to Oshkosh. The whole fight was about him cheating on me. And I took him to Oshkosh with my face gushing blood. I took him there so that he could go be with the chick that he was cheating on me with. He's now married to her.
Yeah.
Yes! Like, they deserve each other. They really do. I'm happy for them. They beat the shit out of each other. It's great. So... I'm sorry. There's something to be said about karma.
Yeah.
WWF.
Like, you got it coming to you. When she literally beats the piss out of you and then you find her sleeping with somebody else in your bed.
Karma.
So I ended up staying with Roy for a little bit. Broke his heart again because then I was contacted by an old friend and ended up leaving to go be with this guy. Who
All this time you were using, though, right?
Adderall. But when I hooked up with this guy, he's like, oh yeah, I do meth. And I'm like, oh, like, meth equals heroin in my eyes. Like, as far as I'm concerned, it's one of the same. So that's like bad. He's like, no, it's not heroin. I'm like, right, but it's the same family. Like, he's like, no. If you tried it, you'd know.
And Sangasha is old enough to know what's going on with mom now.
Yeah, definitely.
And so is Cameron.
Yeah. Well, Cameron, not so much. Caleb, definitely. And so did Dustin. So I went to live with AJ. The idiot. And was like, well, if I start using meth and pretend, I know this sounds so stupid and I'm totally gonna get judged for it. I don't care, whatever.
You're not going to get
It
judged.
sounds stupid, but I thought that if I could pretend that I was hooked on meth, that maybe I could get him off so he could see how bad it was. Not thinking that I was going to get hooked because, well, I had picked up ecstasy, picked up coke, picked up mushrooms, picked up acid, I did what I wanted, and I put it back down, because, whatever. And then I got hooked. And then I got pregnant. And I had previously swore that all these moms who do drugs and stay doing drugs while they're pregnant, that they don't deserve to be mothers. Like, that they're the scum of the earth. Like, how could you possibly do that to your child? How could you not think that that child is enough to quit? Well, my kids had been visiting, and there was one day where I was so messed up. I had been up for 13 days straight, and I had a saw blade on my Dremel. So,
Oh,
yeah.
for your fingernails.
No, this one's way more powerful. It's meant for wood, glass, plastic.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a power tool.
Okay.
And I was nodding off, and I would all of a sudden go like this into my leg, and then I'd wake up, or into my arm or my hand, and then I'd wake up. And Sagasha had come into the barn and found me nodding off, and he's like, "Mom, Mom," and he shut it off, and my child practically carried me into the house and forced me to go to sleep. So obviously, obviously, he knows mom's really messed up. Sorry.
No, you're
No.
fine.
He knows mom's really messed up. So now he's taking it upon himself to protect his brothers, which is even more twisted, because now my child is having to be the parent. At some point, the feds ended up, like, this guy was not, he was bad news, obviously. And the feds ended up showing up and raiding. Once again, somewhere I live is getting raided. They found no meth on me, no meth anywhere else in the house. I was slick enough, I hate saying it like that, but I was slick enough to hide it from them. So even the drug dog, nobody could find these drugs. But they found a 0.5 gram in Adrian's motorcycle bag. And he's like, well, you need to, like, I'm going to go to prison. So you need to take this charge, because your record is pretty clean.
Oh.
And I'm sitting here like, well, maybe I could, because, you know,
Because he loves me.
yeah, like, maybe. I mean, our relationship was so amazing. I'm not gonna lie. It was good. Like, he did treat me really well. Never put his hands on me. Never yelled at me. Never, like, and we spent every day, all day together for, like, over a year. It was almost 2 years. Yeah, like 2 years. But, like, I'm not gonna do that. Why would I do that? And the addict in me was like, you hid shit from me. I'm not gonna take the hit for you. Like, you could have shared them, and then maybe I would have. But you were hiding shit from me. No. So he ended up getting locked up. While he's locked up, February 18th, this is 2016. That is also the anniversary, my and Roy's anniversary, wedding anniversary. So I'm at his house, because obviously I don't want to stay out in Hartmanville in this big, huge farmhouse by myself. I'm going to go where I'm comfortable, and I'm going to try to get clean. Because, you know, I'm pregnant after all. Well, February 18th came, And a friend of mine, use that term very loosely, called me and he was like, hey, I need some shit. Okay. Well, I suppose I can take you, like, I'll take you to go cash your check. We'll go grab it. This meant going all the way out to my house in Hortonville. It was a snowstorm, a blizzard so bad that tow ban, Flight for Life was grounded. I had no business going outside. And I told Roy, I'm like, I'll be back. Told my kids, I love you, I'll be back. And I walked out the door. And I walked back in the house and gave them another hug, another kiss, and said, I love you one more time. And I left. I don't know why I did it the second time. I don't know. God probably just guiding me to one last time. And on my way to this place in Hortonville, it was basically JJ and Mayflower.
I like that. I used to live out there.
Yeah. I ended up hitting a patch of black ice, snowdrift. Wind blew just wrong at just the right time, and I ended up overcorrecting and caused a minivan to crush my I know they're not going to be able to see this, but the minivan crushed my car into me. My car took the entire impact of both vehicles, so approximately 85 miles an hour. Yeah. And I was dead.
Nobody's on live. Oh my.
Yeah. I was dead.
Ooh.
I coded multiple times. The car, they had to use the jaws to separate everything because the car literally was crushed into me. They had to pull my left breast out from, or my left hip out from underneath my left breast. They had to attach weights to my toes to pull it out. This whole left leg is, from here down, is all metal. I have no feeling in the right side of my left leg or my foot. So I shouldn't be able to walk.
Yeah.
My pelvis is shattered. I had an external fixator coming out of that as well. Had to learn how to walk all over again, all that good stuff. My collarbone was shattered. There's too many pins, screws, rods, everything in it. My shoulder, my elbow, both wrists. This wrist was almost completely severed. Or this hand, I should say. And then something with my tailbone. I feel like I'm missing something. I might be missing something, but either way, they told my family to come say their goodbyes. They said I wasn't going to make it. So my family came. They didn't tell the kids yet. And then they said, well, she's not gonna come too. I came too.
So they unplugged you, everything, and then you came.
No, they didn't unplug the life support or anything. They just thought that, there wasn't going to be, like, nobody's survived my injuries. They've never seen anyone survive my injuries. So, like, you're going to, you need to say goodbye to her. And then you guys need to make the decision whether or not to pull the plug. And they all came to the hospital, and my mom was like, you're too fucking tough. There's no way in hell we're gonna lose you like this. You're my tough little bitch. Like, yep, I am. And they're like, you need to
Buckle up.
Yeah, you need to wake up. Come on, get with it.
Yep, Katrina's gonna make it.
Yep. And then I came to, and they were like, okay, well, she's not gonna be able to walk.
Don't tell Katrina no.
Yeah, ever. But when I came to, they also ended up having to hand me my dead baby. I was 6 months pregnant at the time. The baby boy. And the only reason I don't completely lose it over that is because I should not have been pregnant. The only reason I believe that God allowed me to get pregnant is to save my life. Because my liver and my spleen were both lacerated. If not for the baby, they said I absolutely would have died. The baby cushioned the blow to my internal organs.
Wow.
Yeah. And how, now I am going to lose it. How, as a mother, do you forgive yourself for being so messed up that you did this to your own child? Once again, Mother of the Year award. And you would think that would be you need to get sober, you need to stay straight. But no.
It's too much for you.
Yeah. Like, I lost it even further. And almost like I was punishing myself. And
You were punishing
I
yourself.
met up with this guy that I didn't even know. Met him over Facebook. Met up with this guy. And he convinced me to shoot up. Mind you, I was scared shitless of needles. Getting blood drawn, I used to pass out.
Yep.
Like, I couldn't. I'm known for passing out and having seizures with too much adrenaline. So when I panic, pass out and have a freaking seizure. So I'm like, well, you're going to have to do it. And I can't look. So he did it. I didn't look. And I'm like, I'm not going to come back from this. If you do this, I'm not going to come back from this. I'm going to get addicted. I know I'm going to get hooked and I'm not going to be able to stop. And he's like, no. I won't let that happen to you. I won't let that happen. Well, obviously he let it happen. You can't stop an addict from being an addict. So he ended up, fast forward to 2 years afterwards, which he was horrible person, horrible, racist. Me with my black son, horrible racist. My son ended up beating the shit out of him once. This 14-year-old kid is beating up a full-grown dude.
Adrenaline will do that.
Yeah. Well, he saw my busted lip and my 2 black eyes.
Yep.
So he went off on this guy. And then after that, he ended up getting thrown in. This guy ended up in federal prison. After I went to jail, I ended up getting locked up too. Sure, obvious reasons. The judge could tell, and I owe this judge my life. The judge could tell that I was messed up. So instead of letting me back out, he gave me 4 months locked up in Outagamie County for resisting an obstruction. Unheard of. Nobody goes to jail for that. Nobody. But this judge sentenced me to jail. He was trying to help me get clean. I got out, went right back to it, except I didn't totally let go. I didn't want to lose myself again. So fast forward another year, and I was like, my kids basically said, you've tried rehab, because I had gone to, outpatient, whatever, a couple of times, hated it, never went back, kept using. And Sangasha, my day one, my baby, got all of his brothers. Man, I love my kids. Got all of his brothers to tell me that if I didn't quit, go to rehab, and make it stick this time, I was dead to them. And they were dead to me. They said, do not contact them.
Hard intervention.
Yeah. Yeah, do not contact us. We want nothing to do with you.
Why?
And I went, oh, okay, I can do that. So I went to, I'm on probation. Obviously, they are going to test me. But I also went to IOP, inpatient therapy. Sorry, intensive outpatient therapy. Went there and met the most amazing IOP instructor I will ever have the pleasure of meeting. She made me want to stay clean. I went thinking, they're not going to know. I'll finish this shit and I'll just start, I'll go back to using, but I'll only use on the weekends, or I'll just only use when I absolutely have to. But she actually made me want to stay clean. I finished my probation. And then she's like, well, you have my IOP counselor was like, you have the option of either going ahead and doing aftercare, the aftercare program, or if you think you're strong enough, we can let you go now. Yeah, but you can be done. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm going to go right back to using. I need to do aftercare. So I did the aftercare program, did all that, and I finally started working on the relationship with my kids.
And Roy.
Yeah.
You gotta smile when you say that.
No, I love him to death. Like, he is still my best friend. Always will be.
So he never moved on?
No,
He's never taken another woman?
he's tried. But Katrina's his love.
I just won't leave.
No, I think
Poor guy.
I think Roy really, I mean, when you see the two together, you can tell that they have
Yeah.
an inseparable love.
Yeah. He won't say it to me anymore, which I can't blame him. And he has said to me, you know, it's going to take a long time for me to trust you again. And I'm like, I get it. I've only actually been working at my relationship with Tim for like a year. Yeah, like a year. So obviously it's going to take some years because this destruction, this hurricane that is me, did not just...
It's not you, it's the disease.
It's for the most part. Yeah, but the destruction didn't happen overnight. It didn't just all of a sudden happen.
Sure.
It took time for me to destroy my whole life. So obviously it's going to take time to fix my whole life.
I just said that because he was telling me about, like, the prison.
But
Did you see it? Did you see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But,
You saw it.
yeah.
Bye, Tony.
I'm out here.
We love you.
Poor guy.
Totally, like, it's jaw dropping. Like, I can't believe that this
Yeah.
is your story. Like, and this is the first time I've ever heard the
lot of
entire
it.
story.
I've actually had Rain message me and say, this is a very sad story.
Yeah. But it's not totally sad. I mean, yeah, a lot of it is sad. A lot of it. But I do have an amazing relationship with my kids again.
Awesome.
Except for 2 years ago, one of the twins, the one with all the disabilities, he passed away. COVID sucks. But he passed away, and my relationship with the rest of my kids is good, except for Dustin.
The stepson.
Yeah. His biological mother basically threw him away. she didn't want him to begin with. So it was he had a really hard, mentally, he had a really hard life. Emotionally, he had a really hard life. And I think he was just starting to trust me, even though it had years and years. I think he was just starting to trust me when I tanked my life and walked away. He is the one who will never, I don't think he'll ever forget me.
He's also the oldest and saw the most.
No, he was at his grandparents most of the time. He's one of the oldest, but he blames me for a lot of things that I have no control over. I had no control over, even when I was there all the time. I had no control over some of the things in his life. I think because his biological mom left, and then he's like, well, you chose to be here, and then he walked away, so you're even worse than her. Which I get. I totally get. But I also am at the point where there's only so long I can be held in limbo, waiting for this kid to forgive me. And I have apologized a million times, and I have done everything I possibly can to get him to forgive me and to make sure that he understands, that I'm sorry.
Again, you caught him. Huh?
No,
Did you catch him?
this time he tossed. But no,
He's trying to tell somebody to get off of her phone.
I'm gonna look at that message. Let's see if there's a message.
I was going to throw a grape at you. And he said no.
but no, I think it's just going to be, he's either going to forgive me or he's not. He's got to go, he's got to deal with it himself in therapy, and figure out why he blames me for literally everything that goes wrong in his life. Because I can only take responsibility for what I did. I didn't do that. Am I sorry for doing everything that I did? Obviously, or I wouldn't be here. But I'm one of the lucky ones too. Most people don't get to.
So how many times did you actually, you were supposed to be dead, but made it? One
Okay,
time?
so once when I did acid, because they weren't gonna call the ambulance either. Once when the accident,
Sangha shot in the Dremel.
yeah, but that wasn't. I didn't really almost kill myself. It was just cutting myself. It was just cutting myself.
And she would, from here all the way up to here. She was cutting.
Yeah.
She was cutting.
Yeah. Yeah, it was literally going, I would almost like,
Hey, we got a phone call.
Cool.
Uh-oh. Get ready.
All right.
oh boy.
Welcome to the Good Cronies.
Welcome to the Good Cronies.
Hi, girls. Okay, so what are the topics today?
Katie?
Yeah, this is.
Oh,
Katie, we have a guest, Katrina, and she's telling her story of what she's been through with drugs and boyfriends, ex-boyfriends, husbands, ex-husbands, her 6 children, and stepson.
That's very interesting. I'll have to watch that tonight.
Yeah.
Right now I am doing my errands because my husband is home because he works during the week, so I don't have time to do stuff by myself.
Oh,
So I guess the care is, it's nice to have time to yourself as a mom.
yeah.
what is that?
Good cause.
Hey, I don't get it as often as I do. I sometimes demand it. But yeah, we had a good day today. We went to the kids expo. Every year they have the kids expo in May. It's where people come from the community to come in to talk about information to adults, to the parents and stuff. I talked to SOAR. I talked to a lot of different places to help kids that are in need, special need kids. But the only thing that I was a little bummed about is they didn't have helmets this year.
Isn't that drugs?
What? SOAR?
SOAR.
No, it's for kids that have disabilities.
Oh, okay. I knew that there was something else similar to that for drugs.
And then SOAR has a partnership with someone else that helps the siblings with kids that have special needs. So it was really, it was really nice. There was cops there from like Neenah and Appleton and Fox Crossing, and then there was a fire truck because kids can go into the fire trucks every year. It's always in May. It's always in April. Between April and May, it's an event every year they have.
Nice.
And then they have like karate, like the karate academy goes there all the time, and then they just have different people from different parts of the venue, and they have Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts. They have Birth to 5 there. They have just lots of stuff that's good in the community. They have a butterfly release thing every year in May. They have whatever, and they raise money to help kids in need for devices and stuff. For like talkers and stuff. So it's a really good opportunity for parents to go down there. And then they have like little games for kids to play, like little like candy or freebies or whatever they get for doing things.
Nice.
So I don't know. And then we went to Dolicious for their event, which was, we never went there before. So we tried different edible edible cookie dough, and they had 2 different vegan options. So people that are dairy, have dairy intolerance can eat those.
Nice.
So and me and my son are lactose intolerant, so we have to be careful.
Yeah.
Well,
You had a good day.
I guess. What do you want to say? Sorry.
Said it sounds like you had a good day.
I did. It was busy, but it was good.
Okay.
Is that it?
I think so.
Well, you guys have a great day.
Yeah,
I know you're missing Shannon today.
Later, you
Listen
jump
to
on
this,
and listen to this
'cause this is-
because this is one.
This is one.
This will be the
jaw-dropping.
first time you see Angel not talking.
Okay. Well, you guys have a great night, and I hope your podcast you're getting a lot of people calling you. So
I think they're just sitting back and listening to the story. I really do.
Yeah, I do
Okay.
too.
I've
Well,
had several people
that's a good thing.
message me.
Well, I will let her tell the
say,
story,
"Wow."
and I'm glad and that she powered to talk about it, because some people have hard times talking about hard times.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Very proud of her there.
I
Yep.
am too.
And she's just
Okay.
going to keep going.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go. I went in the store. Bye.
Thanks for calling.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so you were lined at acid. You were lined at. The car.
Yeah. And I coded, the car accident, I coded, I think I coded like 5 times, 5 or 6 times. And that was between the ambulance picking me up and the surgeries and everything else that just kept
Oh my.
Going. Now they want to.
Now they want to.
Hey, this one for you. Welcome to the Good Cronies.
Welcome to the Good Cronies. Hello.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Rain.
Hi, Ray.
Hi. How are you?
We're good.
Good. Do you have a
How do you know it's me?
I know your voice, sweetheart.
Yeah.
I know you
I
too.
just spent the day with you.
You were just.
I'm a first time caller,
Nice. Thank you.
and I just had to call. This story your story has me so sad, but at the same time, can you hear me?
Yes. Yep.
At the same time, I think it's very inspirational.
Absolutely.
I feel like it's going to help many people make the right choices.
I agree.
And I just want to say, even though I don't know you, I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
Yep.
You're welcome.
I think she's courageous.
Very. She's gone through enough. It's the first time I've ever stayed quiet.
I was just thinking that.
I'm
Yes.
a talker, so I'm just like I'm so blown from your story that I'm just taking it all in, and I
told
I
you
have
she had-
so
yeah.
much to ask, but yet I don't know how to ask it.
Well, as
So
soon as
I'm
we have-
sitting back and I'm just waiting till the end, and then God help you.
I know. Well, I'll let you get back to your story, but I just wanted to let you know, I don't know if you ever have people tell you that they're proud of you, but I am proud of you. I think it takes a hell of a woman to come through what you've been talking about. I'm proud of you for coming through it, and just wanted you to know.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Ray,
All right.
thanks for calling in.
Yep.
you,
Bye.
Ray.
Bye.
Hey, bye. Love you.
Love you too. Bye.
I.
Okay.
Yeah. So
That's my horse girl.
Okay, perfect. Okay, yeah. So after the car accident, well, I know I OD'd once. But I had been shooting up meth, and then on top of it, I had my teeth in the accident had been shattered. And obviously they were already weak because of the meth use, but the accident just shattered them. So it was like little dinosaur velociraptor teeth. Just pointy, jagged, sharp, sliced my mouth open every time I moved my lips. So it was horrible.
And that's when I came back in Katrina's life.
Yeah.
Is right at that point. She was just recovering from her surgeries. She was walking. She was getting clean. She was and that's when I walked back into Katrina's life.
Yeah.
And I had Garrett at the time, and one of the boys lined up with their birth dates.
Yeah.
And we started doing like fireworks together.
Yeah.
Down in Menasha, we would do grill outs together.
Yep.
Even though I was really good friends with Katrina's mom,
Yeah.
and I stayed like on top of praying for Katrina and just knowing what Katrina was going through, but I totally fell out. Like
Right.
she left. Like I didn't know where she went. And this is like the first time, and I got goosebumps.
Yes.
This is the first time that I've actually heard her story from start to finish.
I hid it very well from quite a few people.
But her mom never hurt. You never hid it from your mom.
No.
Your mom knew. And when I first saw Katrina and the thin hair she had, and
Oh my gosh, yeah, my hair almost completely all fell out.
yeah, and
Was that because of the meth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
and her teeth, and she showed me her gums, and her gums and her tongue were all cut up. And that first night that I was like, we got talking again, Samisha just came up to Garrett, and they just like clicked.
Yeah.
They just clicked.
Yeah.
They were like best buds.
Yeah.
And so I supported Katrina with prayers this entire time, but
That was the only way that it was safe for anybody to support me.
how was the shit show? Oh,
Good.
sorry. Oh, Katrina, how was the shit show?
Yeah.
How was the shit show, Katrina?
Back.
It was fun. I mean, I was playing with horses all day.
Yeah. You went without me.
What?
You went without me.
Hey, I'm sorry. You had to go to a wedding. Oh, yeah, by the way, guys, we're talking to Shannon.
She's
She made it fat.
And she's wearing all purple.
We can't hear you.
Hello, everybody.
Yep.
Oh, damn it, we can hear you.
But yeah, so after that,
You want to sit by us? We can move over.
no, I'll sit down.
Sure.
Okay.
With my mouth being as bad as it was, I decided that since smorgasbord meth wasn't gonna fix it
Thanks to Rain.
or make it better, I did a little heroin on top of it, which killed the pain, but it also killed me. So they ended up hitting me with Narcan, brought me back. And I think I OD'd one more time after that.
So you coded
Yes.
about 10 times.
Yeah, probably
Or more.
Yeah, about that. No, about 10 times. 6, 7, 8, 9.
Then
Probably about 10 times. Yeah, I didn't learn my lesson until a long time later. But I learned my lesson. And now I'm good.
Yeah, she's got 6 years of sobriety behind her.
Yay.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you. Yeah,
I just miss Rain. She called in. She's so proud of her.
I wish that it was easier to get sober. I wish it was easier to stay sober. Like now that I have years under me, thinking about using actually makes me want to throw up. Thinking about taking my life makes me want to throw up. Thinking about trying to trust another man other than Roy makes me want to throw up. I mean, even since I got sober, I've had abusive relationships where the one guy put my head through a brick wall. So, literally, through the plaster into the brick on the, what would technically be the
Outer edge.
interior of the outside of the house. Yeah. Yeah. Been thrown downstairs, yeah. But that's all behind me.
And that's, I guess, you're courageous in your own story, but I also give a lot of credit to Roy for being courageous as
Oh,
he was.
yeah.
And
Is he going to watch us? Are you going to have him watch us?
He probably won't. I mean,
He
I
should.
think you should
he
call-
should.
I think.
No,
He won't know he's on. He won't know he's on.
there's nobody watching right now.
no, he would kill me.
Okay.
What if we call him?
He'd still kill me.
You are
Been there.
very courageous because listening to your story, I was in a relationship for 17 years, and the last 3.5 years of my second marriage, my ex-husband now started using street drugs.
Oh.
And listening to you, he was shooting himself up with cocaine, and he was smoking bad batches of marijuana,
Oh,
laced with God only knows. And
Fentanyl.
yeah.
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 so listening to you, you've made it through. He is made his bed. He's in assisted living, and is like his health has deteriorated.
It does. It goes so quick when you're using and you don't realize. Like, at one point, I was only 97 pounds. I'm 5'8".
Yeah,
I'm 220 now. Like,
yeah. I
should never
see.
do that.
I lived the other side of your story.
right?
I fixed that problem 6.5 years down.
Well, that's good because
Yeah,
it would have just dragged you down anyway.
I had an drug and alcoholic on this hand, and I had the druggie on this hand,
See, and
and I've now risen above both of them.
years later, I think I finally started really understanding the toll that my drug use had on everybody else around me.
Mm-hmm.
Years later, I think I'm finally realizing that the crap I put my own body through.
Mm-hmm.
There are still things that will never be. I mean, obviously, with my accident that I was in, my body's never going to be the same. I can never ride a horse again, ever. Because the potential to fall off or get bumped off or any kind of accident, it would paralyze me. So I can't do that. Had to sell my horse. I love my horse. Okay, that's not true. I hated her. But I love horses. She was a bitch. She bumped me off, saw me laying there, purposely turned, and then went to go out because I rolled out from underneath her. And she purposely turned, saw me, and tried to stop me again. She's a bitch. We don't get along. I sold her. But
Not my horses. My horses are good. Actually, they're reins.
see, I love the Amish Percheron. That was my favorite horse to ride because the gait is so long that the stride is so long that the gait is so smooth. Like I want to try again, but my surgeon better not watch this. So I'm not going to have her do it again. In case he is watching or does watch. But yeah, there are things that I'm not supposed to do. Like, we went to Arlington Cemetery, and I was like, well, if all these people, you know, suffered through what they suffered through, I can walk. Well, I walked it, and then I paid for it later. Well, now my arthritis and everything else is getting so much worse, and we're going back to do it again because my youngest had a seizure during the trip, so he remembers nothing of the last time we went. But we're going to go again, and Roy is like, this time you're going in a wheelchair. Whether you like it or not, we're putting you in a wheelchair, or you're getting in a scooter, something. He's like, because, and my mom made it make sense. Because I've been fighting the wheelchair this whole time, anytime we go anywhere. And my mom's finally like, Katrina, think about it. If you do the wheelchair for the big stuff, you can save your energy and do more little stuff without the wheelchair. She goes, otherwise, you're going to put yourself in a wheelchair before you're freaking ready. Like, and that's pretty much what I've been doing is I've been fast tracking myself towards a wheelchair because I'm stubborn and pig-headed. I got a really thick skull and don't like to listen. Shocking.
But can you imagine to our club?
I'm gonna do it myself. Damn it.
Through all this, it wasn't just your kids that suffered. It was your parents. I saw your mom go through it.
My grandma.
Your grandma, who was really, really close to your mom, and you. I mean, you were like the.
I call my grandma every day.
Yeah.
I used to talk to her every single night before I went to bed. And it literally affected my entire family and my close friends.
Sister.
Yeah, my relationship.
Your sister. I remember coming out to your mom's house when you were just getting sober and taking your family's photos, and you would not sit next to your sister.
Oh, I wasn't even close to getting sober at that point.
Yeah, but
I made everybody think that I was.
Yeah,
But no,
yeah.
I was.
I knew that. I knew
in
that.
Full addiction.
Yeah, but her sister's the sister relationship.
She didn't want nothing to do with it.
She totally wrote her off.
Yeah,
And
our
she
relationship
had
went from
to.
bad to worse. It went from we don't like each other, like we really can't stand each other, to we had no relationship. She had no sister. I had no sister. We had nothing. And now because I can't work, obviously I need to make a little bit of money somehow because
Still not on disability.
no, I'm still fighting for disability and they keep turning me down. Like I walk with a cane, for Christ's sake, and I still, no, but whatever, okay. But yeah, I watch my little shithead of a nephew. I love him so much. He's such a dick.
She has names for everybody.
So we should have a play date.
He's not even 2 yet. Like he's about to be 2.
I think Turkey's at age 2, ain't he?
4.
He's 4.
It's 4, but he's 2.
And he's just, he's not an asshole to anybody but me. But it's because I'm an asshole to him. So,
Look, baby.
like, he'll literally look at me and be like, E.T., oh no. And he'll try to tell me to go away. And I'll look at him and be like, I'm gonna beat you. You want me to beat you? And he'll just smile and turn around and run. And then all of a sudden he'll come up from behind and bite me in my thigh or punch me in my ass cheek. And I'm like, all right, I had it coming. Like,
Now-
we beat each other up on a regular.
Are any of your kids in college, or did they go on to college, or
No, they all graduated high school so far. I've got 2 more left.
okay?
The 16-year-old is iffy. Fingers crossed.
That's the end of
But
this,
that
right?
one- No, my 15-year-old is the youngest. The 15-year-old I'm not worried about. He'll graduate with flying colors. But the 16-year-old, he gets it from his mama. Poor kid. Luckily, he's not. I mean, he's just as hard-headed and stubborn. And sometimes he can act like a dumbass. I think that's the boy in him. That or it's the me in him. One of the two.
Combination.
Maybe both. Yeah. But yeah, the older ones have all graduated. They were supposed to go on to college. My 20-year-old.
Sandra.
Yeah. Sagasha. He was going to go on to college and play college football, but he got frustrated with the college process.
College what?
The college process, the whole
Process,
yeah,
okay.
the financial aid process, and just he wasn't getting enough support. He wasn't getting enough aid. So he was like, screw this. I mean, he's making decent-ish money for a 20-year-old. He's making all right. And he's like, well, I'm just going to play semi-pro football instead. So now he plays semi-pro. He's the manager at Tom's, which obviously is not his lifelong dream. But Tom's also allows him to have off every Saturday for his football games and for his practices. So it's not like he can be like, oh, I'm going to go work at Amcor and ask them for every Saturday off. It's not going to happen.
Right.
So Tom's it is. My 19-year-old just started working at Amcor, actually. He was doing like security work for, I don't know, somewhere.
I mean, their success stories, just like your success stories, because
Yeah,
they wouldn't
Yeah.
have gotten where they got
I know.
without Roy.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Like, Roy did everything he could to make their lives maybe not as normal as possible, but as healthy as possible with everything that was going on in their lives. But yeah, so Caleb works for Amcor now. Loves it. Cameron works at Tom's as well. The 16-year-old. He's a gearhead. He just likes working on cars. So I'm sure that eventually he's gonna get in, like he does. He loves welding, so he'll do something along that lines. Not too concerned. Mikhail has no idea what he's doing yet, as far as I know. He's probably watching this. More than likely. But he's just figuring his life out. He's awesome at band. He plays like 5 different percussion instruments.
Oh, goodness.
And how old is he?
Just turned 15.
Okay.
Yeah. He's working on playing all of the instruments.
So he'll do his own band.
Yeah. He picks it up so easily now that they have this amazing band director. Like, we just went to Minnesota. We did a Minnesota trip. That was hell. I mean, not the trip itself, but walking. That. We did Eau Claire. We had to go to UW Eau Claire.
Stout?
What?
Stout? UW. Is that in Claire?
UW Eau Claire is over in Eau Claire. Stoughton's.
Nominee.
Okay.
Oh, I was gonna say,
That's where Tristan is. This Stout.
oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, no, we went to UW Eau Claire so they could do the band clinic. And we did the Hill of Death is what it's called. Like, literally, you can look it up. There's there's articles.
there.
Yeah,
I've been there.
yeah. Usually the students are bused up the hill. We were not.
Well,
So by the end of it, I was popping, which I don't take my tramadol very often because, well, it's pain med. I don't.
yeah.
Hi, addict. I don't like to, but I popped a tramadol, and all the moms were like, "Are you okay?" Like, no, I'm not. Like, I'm dying. Seriously, I'm dying. So they made me sit down, whatever. And Mikhail the whole time, Mom, are you okay? Mom, can I help you? Do you need help?
He's a caretaker.
They all are. Like, Caleb is the one. Okay, here's how different my kids' personalities are. Caleb will look at me, start laughing, watch me suffer for a little while, and then be like, do you need help?
No.
Not at all. From you, you dick. Cameron gets mad if it's pouring rain and I go to open my own car door.
Oh.
Oh, Mom, you were supposed to wait for me to go there first so that I could open the door for you. It's wet outside. I don't wanna. I will open your door for you, okay? You'll open my door. Mikhail is, do you need help? Do you need my help? Do you need my arm? Can I help you? Mom, are you hurting? If you're hurting, I can go get your pills. Do I need to get your pills? Like, do you need some water? Kid, breathe. Mom will live.
Yeah. So where's Sangashan in all of that?
He moved away from me. All the way 10 minutes down the road.
Oh my
Oh, Jesus.
God.
You're horrible.
I was expecting your, like, Michigan,
He asked me
Madison.
for his girlfriend and his best friends.
Okay. Are you concerned at all with your kids picking up
No.
Habit.
the habit?
No. Like, I don't give a crap if they smoke weed. I will always be a firm believer in medicinal THC. So I could care less. Like, if they want to smoke a little before they go to bed, as long as they're over the age of 16,
Yeah.
so their brain isn't like developing completely yet. I know your brain develops technically like 19 or 20 or whatever, but as far as I'm concerned, 16. And they know that too. But as for anything harder, no. I have no concern about that whatsoever. Because I was so transparent with what I was going through, because I didn't hide anything, because I was like, yeah, Mom's shooting up meth. Yeah, this is what's going on. This is what's happening. This is what happens to your brain. They want nothing to do with any of that scene. Sangashi even got rid of his friends who were using, because obviously fentanyl is super popular now. Thank God I never did that. A friend of mine is actually in rehab right now because of it. I'm hoping this time it sticks. I'm praying because she's got 3 little ones, very little. And another friend of mine just did a little bit of fentanyl and did a little too much, and he died. So I went to his funeral. That is the last addict funeral I will go to, I swear. Because it's too hard. It's just too hard. But yeah, my kids know everything. So even to think that they would ever pick anything up, if you say anything to them, they will look at you and tell you you are out your frummy in mind. They don't ever want to put anybody through what I put them through, which is how they put it. Which sucks, but it's good.
Mm-hmm. Well, Tony and I were hit by a drunk driver. They can know that.
Yeah.
And I think that's why my kids won't ever drive.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah, he actually called in last Saturday. Garrett. Garrett called his dad, and he was actually live on the thing here because
He
the
doesn't
podcast.
realize that Tony's number is the podcast number when we have our podcast.
So we answered,
weird.
and poor, he's saying, "Is my dad there?" Because he needed a ride just in case he overdrank. Well, he
Okay.
did, and that's when Tony had to take off and go get him, which was
Nice.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So we gave Garrett thumbs up on that one.
See, that's my kids too, and all of their. Okay, so now I'm that mom. I don't know how many kids I have. I know how many I've given birth to. I don't even know some of my children's names, but they know mine is mom.
The friends of the kids.
Yeah. Yep.
You're the adopted mom.
Yeah.
We have those.
We have those.
I have those that call me and say, "Mom, feed my goldfish."
Yeah.
And then I say, "Where are you? Where are you?"
That's her
And I
quote
go
word.
pick them. I go pick them up. No questions asked. I
Nice.
might be mad as hell, but I won't say a word
Yeah.
because I'd rather go pick them up than them drive.
Right.
And even still today, my kids are 29, 30, 36,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they know they can call mom.
Just call
Like,
me,
I
yeah.
say, feed my goldfish, and I'll say, "Where are you? I'll come get you." And this way, their friends don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, they're calling mom.
Yep.
That's a good one.
See, in
Feed the
mine,
goldfish.
it's go ahead and bring the alcohol here. You guys can party here, or if you're going to your friend's house and you're partying, just call me if you need a ride. I'll shuttle everybody around, but I need to know ahead of time so I don't take my share of low, because otherwise you're SOL. Call your dad. Go ahead, I dare you.
Yeah.
But yeah, they will all call me no matter what.
They had a party at my adopted daughter's house, and they were telling the group of friends that about this code word, and none of the friends believed it. So they called me in the middle of the afternoon, and I immediately said, "And where are you?" And the whole crowd went quiet, and because they didn't believe it. And they said, "Oh, this was a test. Our friends didn't believe you say, 'Where are you?'"
Nice.
And yeah.
See, in Saga, she used to, like, there were a couple of situations where his friends were like, "Oh, yeah, can he," or I thought they were his friends, "Oh, can Sonny hang out with us later? And, we're going to go here, we're doing this, or we're doing that." And I just kind of looked at Sagasha. Like, I mean, I guess. I don't see why not. And Sagasha and I walked into the gas station because I had to stop for gas. And Sagasha said, "Now, tell him something came up. Can you just tell him you said no?" Like, all right. Like, so I walked out, and I should have known, just based on the type of people they appeared to be. I should have known. But so I went out and, "Hey, you know what? I forgot. I'm supposed to go watch a movie with all the boys tonight. Tonight is our movie night. So y'all are going to have to wait because I'm going to keep signing shit for the night." "Oh, all right. I guess, yeah, that's okay." And then the next time he's like, "Hey, if this person, or this person ever show up again at the house," he's like, "I'm not home." Got it. Okay. But, like, I'm glad that we have that relationship now.
Yeah.
It just took
A long time.
it took so much to get here. So long. Like, I know 6 years isn't that long, but it's long.
No, it's long. In your
When-
story, it's long.
But when you don't have that relationship with your kids for that long, like, I think our relationship, my relationship with my other kids, finally got to the point where they trust me now. Like, they know that I'm not leaving. They know that they can trust me. They know that I'm there no matter what. I think that was like 4 years ago. So,
I get the call from my big kids that are 20, in their mid 20s and early 30s, and they're like, Well, let's call Lori. I don't drink. Let us call Lori. We'll call Mom. and then my stepdaughter, who I watch her kids, and she'll go, I'm getting to Lori first, so she's got the kids, and you're all out of luck because I can't get all the kids and their butts in the vehicle. She's got 4 kids, and the 5th one's on the way, and I can't get all 3 of the big adults and all
Yeah,
the
but
kids.
the older ones could probably, for that short a time, watch the younger ones.
She won't do it. I get the 2 12-year-olds yet. They fight 2 12-year-olds and a 8-year-old. And
5 minutes?
They fight.
Okay, we have 5 minutes.
Okay, we're gonna open it for calls. Anybody that wants to call for questions for Katrina, or you go shoot your questions at Katrina. All those ones that you were holding on to. Angel Lord.
You know what? I'm speechless.
I
Really am, because this is the first podcast that I haven't opened my mouth. I'm the one that always engages and get everybody talking, and you've just thrown me for a loop because your story, I wish could have been my niece, because I lost mine.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
So, no, it was her choices, but it was fentanyl. We found out it was fentanyl laced in whatever. We're still trying. Supposedly, they found somebody on her computer. So that guy's in jail right now.
Yay!
So he's already in jail for something else.
Oh, okay.
So now
He's got 2
Connie
kids.
has to go up against that.
Yeah, but
But she left a 18-month-old behind.
God.
Which, there's a lot of fight because the dad is still, he's count.
So many of my friends have so many little ones that are, and my friends are gone. And it's, okay, so there are days where it's like, why me? Why did I get to quit? Why didn't they? Why
So you
was
could be here
I-
to tell your story, and we could share it with everybody.
Well, especially there are quite a few of them that are they passed away that I know they never would have opened their mouth. They never would have shared this story. They're not the blurt mouth, the open type of person that I am. But at the same time, it still sucks because there are, like, my friend Catalina, she was gorgeous. I mean, drop dead gorgeous. Had a little boy, had everything to live for, had people helping her or trying to help her, and nope. She, luckily, the little boy, his dad took him, so at least he has one parent, but she was only 19 when she died. Another friend of mine, only 24, she left behind 2 little ones. My friend who just died, he left behind 2 little girls, and was supposed to be a soon-to-be stepson. It gets so old hearing about so many people losing their lives to this shit. And for what?
Exactly.
Like, we start using and it feels great, and then it doesn't. But we keep chasing that one time that it felt great, hoping that it'll feel great again, when all we're doing is just doing another shot so we can cope. How is that coping? How is that even? It's not fun anymore. It's not healthy, obviously. We know that going into it. It just...
Listening to your story, it brings back the days when I listened to my first ex tell me he was going to cut my fingers off.
Yes.
I locked myself in my kids' bedroom with both kids, and what he thought were my parents in the driveway were 4 squad cars. He was arrested on domestic violence. The next day he filed for divorce, and I'm like, bye.
Riddance.
Yeah. And it took me probably about 14 months of going to Al-Anon and
That's
believing it wasn't me,
Okay.
and believing that there was, realizing that I wasn't alone.
Yeah.
And then my second husband, towards the end, was on medical leave from his job, and he ended up starting to relapse into street drugs
Mm.
and destroyed our marriage.
And his job, I bet.
Well, he was on medical leave, so he was
Is
waiting for SSI to kick in.
See, everybody gets that except for me.
Yeah. How long have you been fighting for?
It can
I've
take
been fighting
7
for
years.
7 years. Yeah, I've been
It
fighting
takes
7 years.
7 years, and you need to get a lawyer.
I had a lawyer. It did nothing. No good. So I
I'll
don't
contact Maria before we leave here. Her lawyer got her on it.
know. Okay.
So,
Yeah, the last lawyer I had was Gary Disability.
no, this
It did
is,
nothing.
these are the ones that are on TV, and
Okay.
they're good. They got her.
I need something because at this point it's like I can't. They could do procedures that would help me. They could implant a spinal stimulator, but I can't do it because I can't afford the $600 the $600
Deductible?
MRI fee.
Oh.
Yeah. Like I just paid for an MRI.
Yeah.
I can't pay for another one. Well, that one was for my brain. That one wasn't for because of all my migraines. That one wasn't for my pelvis. Well, now they need to do one for my back and my pelvis. I can't afford it. $100 a week.
Really?
How am I going to afford anything? Literally, my ex-husband is stuck with me. I mean, he'd be stuck with me anyway.
Thanks, Roy.
Yeah, right. He's stuck with me anyways, and he knows it. Like he's like, "Well, we're not married. No, we're together. No, we're not. Yeah, but we are." He's like, "Oh, but we're not. Yeah, like I live here. I sleep in your bed. I'm pretty sure we're together. You don't have a girlfriend. I don't have a boyfriend. Yeah, we're together. No, we're not. No, you're not following." Poor guy. Like I said, he really does put up with me.
Yeah, guys are from Venus and women are from Mars. And Mars from Venus, whichever way it goes.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so, a man's great date is, a woman wants to get all dolled up, go out, get all fancy, go out to dinner, show up with flowers. A man's idea of a great date, show up naked. Bring beer.
Wait,
Wow.
did I change?
That's not Dan's date.
Because that's my idea of a good date. Beer, naked, and a good movie. I could, yeah, that's my, yeah.
God, it's been so long, I couldn't tell you what a good date would be.
I just don't like leaving the house.
Not having Danny right next to my side would be a good date.
Like, it's like pulling teeth to get me to leave the house. Except for
That's my husband.
this. Like,
Come join us,
it's not like I can
Mom.
tell you no.
You could have, but I wouldn't let you.
Yeah, come join us more often.
Yeah, I now that we got kind of like the backstory of everything from you being a runaway
Yeah.
all the way to now that you're actually in your kids' lives and an active role, and Roy being a husband.
If he's listening or if he does listen to this, you hear that? Haha.
Yeah,
Me saying that.
right.
That means it's true.
I commend you, Katrina. I commend
Thank
you
you.
with your story, how ultimately honest you have been this evening. Courageous.
I have no problem with brutal honesty. I like it.
I have a question. Actually, nope, not scary. It might be scary for Roy, actually. Was Roy your last husband?
Yes.
Okay. When did you move back in with him? How long has it been?
I've been in and out of the house for like the whole 6 years that I've been.
Okay. Do you know that in Wisconsin, I know this from a family member, if you actually move back in with your ex, it can actually flip the divorce? Sorry, Roy. No, seriously. A family member it happened to.
I'm totally going to be checking. Because, I mean, okay, so I'm even on his insurance through work because the judge actually said until she gets disability, you have to keep her on your insurance. So, I mean, even according to insurance, we're married.
Yeah.
Like, we're married, bro. We're just married. Might as well
Just deal with it.
Yeah. just let me just rip that Band-Aid off. Suck it up.
Actually, I can do the marriage for you.
She's an efficient.
I'm
Can
efficient.
we do it while he's sleeping?
Yeah. All he has to do is say, yes, I do.
Oh, he talks in his sleep. I could totally make that happen.
Okay. And then we'll have Kathy or somebody sign. And he'll be like, wait, whoa, when did this happen? You were standing right there in front of me. No.
Right there.
I says, you were laying right there. I mean, you said I do. He's going to be like, I don't know. He's going to be like, oh, now I'm not going to sleep ever again.
Right.
Or his kid's going to tell him that. Dad, you better watch it.
They all tell him. They already tell him already. They're like, Dad, come on. Like, you know this is a bad idea, right? I tell my kids all the time, I'm like, we're married, right? Like, I don't know if you didn't tell anybody, but we got married. No, you didn't. Yeah, the day I moved back in the house and said, I'm not leaving, that was my way of marrying us again. So,
It was a verbal agreement.
yes, between me, myself, and I spoke for him.
We still have 5 minutes?
Yes.
Wow, that's the longest 5 minutes ever. Damn.
This was a very, very good podcast.
This was a very good one. I'm hoping that we can actually get this one to go viral because
This was really good. I've been
a
watching
lot of
the
people
live
need
chat.
to know.
We didn't have anybody watching tonight on here, but
Oh, but don't worry, I'll blow up phones when I leave.
Mhm.
I'll be sending it. In fact, I did before when I was on there.
Mhm.
When I was going to throw the grapes at you for being on yours.
Well, I was watching it to see.
I didn't have to throw it at you. He threw something at you.
I was watching.
You threw that Kleenex down there.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
That's why I was laughing.
Oh,
You were looking at me like,
Katrina and I had something going on. For him right there. That podcast.
oh, I know.
Producer
Poor
back
guy left.
No.
You had him.
He
No, he just went like right there.
He went over there. But when I looked at him, he wasn't looking at me. Tony was not looking at me. I looked at Katrina, and his mouth was like,
He was really into the
he
podcast.
was really into listening to you, and I have not seen him that engrossed in a story before.
Hello.
And you were too tonight. You were too.
I didn't
You
open
were
my
also-
flipping mouth all night, except to throw a grape at her.
Check her temperature.
Yeah,
I know. I'm the one that always engages, and and I had all these questions I was going to ask about it because of my niece, because you are a survivor, and
Ask a bunch next time.
yeah,
Write 'em
all I
down.
can say is I am so proud of you, like Rain calling in and saying she does not know you,
Thank you.
but she is so proud that you have overcome this monster, because it's a monster.
Mhm.
It's a monster, and it hits everybody in the family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can contest to that because when the kids would see him acting a fool,
Yeah.
passed out on the grass, and they're like, "Mom, we'll make him get in the house." I'm like, "No, he's a grown ass man. He can get up and come in the house."
Let them freeze.
Well, it was summertime, so he.
Oh, damn.
But they're like, you gotta get.
Brain.
They were like, you gotta get him up and get him in the house. I'm like, this guy is 6'4", and there was no way I was moving him.
Right.
And I'm like, nope. He put himself there, so
Yeah.
good night.
Yeah.
You know, I just took
2 minutes to go.
the keys from the vehicle, and I said,
I'm the
I'll
time.
deal with him in the morning.
Sorry.
So how was your wedding?
Well, it was alright.
Was it cold?
No, it was inside. We had a wood burner.
You had a wood burner.
We had a wood burner and it was hot.
Oh,
So we were warm inside. But yeah,
So the ceremony was inside then?
yeah, they did the ceremony inside.
So there was enough food?
Oh, way more food than we needed.
You were worried about that.
We were worried about food, but no, I brought home leftovers. I got green jello.
I don't see it on the table.
I make Granny's jello, which is jello, cottage cheese, Cool Whip, and pineapple.
Oh man, my grandma makes that.
That's why it's called Granny's
fried
jello.
We got plates and we got spoons.
Well, I left it all at Travis's house.
What the hell?
Well, because Travis is my child that will devour.
that's the one.
We don't care. So will we.
Thrilled. Yeah, in that picture she does. In
What?
The picture
She
that you
looks
took here.
really.
She didn't look very happy.
Yeah, what was going on with that, man?
She's
She was
supposed to bite
pissed.
somebody. She. I don't know what she was doing in that picture, but
She wasn't happy.
her daughter doesn't smile a lot. I tried everything I could do to get her daughter
Or maybe
to
she
smile.
just has
but-
RBF.
What's
I
that?
have that. Resting bitch face.
Oh,
Unless I intentionally.
Wait a minute. What?
RBF, resting bitch face. I have this problem where, unless I'm purposely, intentionally smiling, I just look like
That's Danny.
I just look like bitch.
That would be Danny. Danny does not know how to smile unless you tell him, and then he'll go,
Yeah. Oh no, that's RDF.
1 minute.
1 minute left.
any lasting questions for Katrina?
Resting dick face.
Yeah. That would be my son, Danny. Yes.
Any more questions for
Any more
Katrina?
questions for Katrina?
No, I'll think of them after.
Would you come back and visit us?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
Okay.
This didn't suck, so yeah.
Let me hear.
Were you scared, though, at
Were you
first?
scared?
I was like, this podcast, like, dude, I don't even know these people.
You won't get to know him unless you try.
Yeah.
You won't know. Well, and I tell perfect strangers my story all the time if they want to listen, so I might as well.
Well, you need to come
Reach
on
as
Lifting
many
Up
as I
now
can.
and see all the fun we get ourselves into. I'm the monkey of the bunch.
No,
That's
you're
the-
the mouse.
No, what I'm
No,
not.
actually, she should have been the monkey. We should have made hers the monkey because when I need something from the top shelf, she'll actually climb up there
I'm the one that when
or get on the ground.
How
that's
tall are you?
5'7".
Oh yeah, no, that doesn't explain it. Okay.
Oh, last
We're going to
night.
climb.
Last night they were live, and she had her. Well, you saw how long her hair was when you first came
Yeah.
in, right?
Yeah.
The cat, her cat,
I have two
What?
bangles. I have two bangles.
Oh, I'm jealous.
Yeah.
and
I didn't want
one
'em.
was the one was
The one-
batting at her hair.
My
And-
Maine Coon would do that.
And she grabs it and pulls.
Yeah.
Every time I go over there, whether they are on top of her fridge,
That ain't gonna last long. It's going tomorrow.
well,
Really?
the fridge, if I'd stand in front of it and just flip flop it.
Yeah.
But last night she was sitting on the box, and I'm like, oh, well, let's torment the cat. So I sat down on the floor, and I didn't take the pony down. I just started doing this business, and she pulled it all apart. I'm like, well, let's help you.
Yeah, my Maine Coon tears apart my.
Maine Coons are big.
Yeah, he's not small.
Yeah.
Is that a dog?
No,
It's a cat.
it's a cat.
Cat that's usually over 22 pounds.
Yeah, they're
Right
really
now, he's
long hair, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He's just over a year old. He's like that silver that looks all blue.
Does he take
He
a bath
is-
every day?
Does he what?
Does
Take
he
a bath.
every day?
Nope.
Oh,
I'm not. Nope. He does not like water. Will not. Nope. If I get out of the shower and I drip on him, I'm gonna catch it.
Well, see, my cat before the one I have right now, he would insist that I pick him up and get him as wet as I could. He wouldn't go into the running water, but I could make him as wet as I could, and he loved it.
Yeah, no, not this one. If I hit him with the spray bottle when he's being naughty, I'm in trouble because he's gonna attack me in the middle of the night. So I have to make sure I keep my door shut. He's just over a year old. Or he was a year old in October, and he weighs 14 and a half pounds. So he's on the smaller side for a Maine Coon, but they grow until they're 4 years old too. So
Yeah, see, I didn't know mine were Bengals until I got them home and I went to my first vet. And he says, "Do you know what you got?" I says, "Yeah, a tabby."
oops.
"No, you got a tabby mixed Bengal." I'm like, "Okay, what is that?"
What does that mean?
"A bigger cat and a naughty."
That's really, yeah.
Oh yeah,
They're almost like a mountain lion.
They're like children.
Yeah, they're worse.
They figure out how to unlock doors.
That would be Presley. Presley actually rolled down my window and got loose
Yeah.
up north, and
Yeah.
I refused to come home.
Yep.
And I was out there from 11:30 in the morning until 10:30 at night.
Yeah,
up
you have
at
to
Captain's Cove.
literally baby-proof things for
Yeah.
those kids.
Yeah, she does. She opens the refrigerator.
Yep.
Elvis says, yes, yes.
opens the
She
refrigerator.
opens the freezer too.
Tony,
Yeah, it's like having a
that's
Savannah.
why you don't get cats.
A Savannah will do the same thing. I was going to pick up a Savannah a couple years ago. Thank God I didn't. Because now we have 5 cats in the house, and
I
only
got 3.
one Toothless is ours. He's the new kitten. My Maine Coon is technically my youngest son's, but this thing thinks I am his mom. And then my long-haired Siamese. The other 2 cats belong to my oldest son and his girlfriend. They're taking them when they move into their new place. And then we just got rid of my other son's girlfriend's, ex-girlfriend's cat. Keeps it. Fit
Yeah.
right in with the rest.
This one's Presley.
Ooh, Penny. Look at those eyes.
Yeah, she's sticking her tongue out.
Fun.
0? Oh,
2
2 minutes.
minutes
How do
again?
we go? How do we wait? How do we go from 1 to 2? You just
I
like
think
listen
we
to
need
us
to
talk.
figure out-
This is Elvis.
Do you know how to count?
This one's Elvis.
Now, I hate math, but I know that doesn't matter.
I know. This one's Elvis. She's so fat and scared of her own shadow.
Yeah. Sounds
So
about
she
right.
took more of her mom, which is the tabby.
Okay.
that's the
The
one that.
dad is the other one.
Okay.
Somebody just pinged in, I think. Rain, are you still listening? Is Rain still listening to the
Oh, I'm
podcast?
sure she is.
We'd like to hear what you thought of the
0.
entire podcast tonight. No, I'd like Rain to call in one time.
Quick.
I want to hear what she had to say for her. We'll give her like a minute, babe.
I have.
We have 2. No.
I want to hear what
Sorry.
Rain had to say about 0 now. Because
Oh, we have 0 now? How'd it go? Wait a minute. How'd it go from 2 to 0?
I think we've had 2 really good podcasts, and both times we had guests. One was Rain, and one was now this one tonight has been really interesting. With
So I'm shit?
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I did not say
I
that.
know how it is.
Well, you do smell like horse.
See, now.
Okay.
Thanks, Rain. I'll take that any day. That's my new
I'll
perfume.
come back and we can do the Q&A stuff.
Okay, that sounds good.
What's the Q&A?
Questions and answer.
Oh, duh. Sorry, I'm old school.
That old.
Damn.
This one plays in my bathtub under my water.
That's because of me.
Yeah, these 2.
All right, we gotta wrap it up.
Okay. Thanks everybody for listening. We're gonna have Katrina back on for question and answer. It won't be until probably after football, correct? Football is over.
I will let you know when his next off weekend is.
We also, Rain, I'm putting you on the spot. We're gonna bring Rain
back on.
For her wreaths. And her husband, when he came home today, when I dropped that stuff, almost had a heart attack. He's just like, where did this come from? So, all right, guys, he's ready to shut us off. So, we're on 3.
Have a good evening.
One.
1, 2, 3.
From the good.
Cronies.
Good evening.
Good evening and goodbye from the good cronies.
That's what we wanted to say.
I guess that.
You did awesome.
Bum 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 bum